So, in my previous Demon Slayer videos, I tried to cover Ben 10 versus the Upper Moons, but I didn't actually cover all of them. I left out the big three, the ones at the very top of the hierarchy. Now, if you watch Demon Slayer, you will definitely know Akaza, Duma, Kokushibo, and Muzan are not like other lower and upper moons. Their power and regenerative abilities are so impressive that you'll need a literal sunlight or someone like Yorichi who has perfect mastery over these sun-breathing style to behead them. Alright, let's talk about the matchup everyone has been screaming about in the comments. Upper Moon 3, Akaza. A lot of you are saying Ben 10 stops at Akaza. You're saying Akaza's Compass Needle gives him perfect precognition. You're saying Akaza has centuries of martial arts experience, and Ben is just, well, a kid brawler. And you know what? If this was a pure fist fight, you'd be absolutely right. If Ben goes 4 arms or Humongosaur, he gets humiliated. Akaza is arguably the greatest hand-to-hand combatant in the entire Demon Slayer universe. His Blood Demon art, combined with that Compass Needle, makes him functionally invincible against pure brawlers. But guys, Ben Tennyson isn't just a brawler. He has a Master Control Omnitrix holding a million different alien species. And to beat a guy who reads biological fighting spirit, you don't use a stronger fist. You use a ghost.
Alien DNA sample acquired.
Ghostfreak!
The Infinity Castle opens up into a massive empty courtyard. Akaza steps forward and he's excited. He's watched Ben tear through the lower moons. He knows this kid is strong, so Akaza offers his classic proposal. Become a demon, Tennyson. With your power, we could fight for eternity. Ben just taps the Omnitrix dial. Pass. Akaza sighs. He drops into his stance. Technique deployment. The snowflake pattern of the Compass Needle glows beneath his feet. Now, let's break down exactly why the Compass Needle is so broken. It doesn't just read movement, it reads intent. It detects the battle spirit that every living creature naturally emits when they want to hurt someone. It's a biological radar. If you have blood pumping, adrenaline flowing, and a desire to win, Akaza knows exactly where you are, exactly where you are going to strike, and exactly where your weak points are. So, Ben starts off as 4 arms. He rushes Akaza, throwing a devastating flurry of 4-fisted combos. It's a barrage that would pulverize a normal demon, but Akaza, he just weaves through it effortlessly. To the Compass Needle, 4 arms is lighting up like a Christmas tree. Tetramans are highly aggressive biological creatures. Akaza effortlessly parries Ben's punches and lands a brutal shockwave-infused counterstrike straight to Ben's chest, sending him skidding backward. Akaza smirks. You're too slow, kid. I can read your every move. Ben dusts himself off. He realizes brute force is useless here. Okay, let's see you read this. A flash of green light fills the courtyard. When the light fades, the hulking red alien is gone. Floating in his place is a twisted, spectral figure. A single, unblinking purple eye traverses the tracks of its own ashen skin. Ghostfreak.
Nice try, kid, but I sell the tricks. I don't buy them.
I just figured out there's something I'm even more afraid of than you. Losing my family to some goofball emotional vampire. In other words, you're going down.
An Ectonurite from the pitch-black planet of Anur System, who possesses ghost-like powers like invisibility, intangibility, and possession. Akaza prepares to counter, but something is wrong. The Compass Needle flickers. Akaza looks down at his Blood Demon art. Nothing is registering. He looks at the creature floating in front of him. To his eyes, Ghostfreak is right there. But to his Compass Needle, Ben doesn't exist. This is where the power scaling is not close. Ectonurites are fundamentally terrifying because they do not possess mana, life force, or a traditional biological pulse. They don't have blood. They don't have a nervous system. They are essentially conscious voids in the fabric of reality. Akaza's entire combat system relies on reading the battle spirit of living things, but you cannot read the spirit of something that is technically dead. You cannot read the intent of a dimensional anomaly.
What the?
Mana is life energy, Mike. I'm a ghost, so I
sword. But you know what they say. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Yeehaw! Ben Tennyson is awesome! Stop hitting yourself! Why are you hitting yourself?
Akaza's radar is completely blind. Ghostfreak doesn't need to punch Akaza. He doesn't need to overpower his regeneration with brute force. Ghostfreak lunges forward and flies directly inside Akaza's body. Akaza freezes. His muscles lock up. He tries to scream, but he doesn't control his own vocal cords anymore. Now, manga readers, you know the truth about Akaza. You know that even if you cut off his head, his body refuses to die. He will keep evolving, driven by an unnatural, obsessive will to become stronger. Physical attacks cannot put Akaza down permanently. To truly kill Upper Moon 3, you have to break his will to live. And breaking minds is an Ectonurite specialty. When Ghostfreak possesses you, he doesn't just hijack your muscles, he infiltrates your consciousness. Ben's consciousness pushes past the demonic corruption and forces Akaza to look deep into the suppressed, locked away corners of his own mind. Akaza's brain is suddenly flooded with the human memories Muzan forced him to forget. The memories of Hakuji, his master, Koyuki, the fireworks, the promise he failed to keep. Ghostfreak doesn't have to torture him physically. The Ectonurite's terrifying presence acts as a mirror, stripping away the demonic battle rage and forcing Hakuji to see the blood-soaked monster he has been for 400 years. Akaza's Compass Needle didn't just fail because Ghostfreak is a ghost. Ghostfreak's complete lack of battle spirit mimics the absolute selfless state that Tanjiro uses in the manga, the exact state that triggers Akaza's ultimate defeat. Ghostfreak phases out of Akaza's back, floating silently behind him. Ghostfreak steps out of the body. He doesn't need to throw a single punch. Akaza drops to his knees. The overwhelming guilt, the realization of what he has become, completely shatters his demonic drive. The tears start falling. His will to live, the very thing keeping his demonic regeneration active, just evaporates. Akaza raises his own hands. He targets his own body. Without a trace of fighting spirit left, the Upper Moon unleashes his own blood demon art, Annihilation type, directly into his own chest and head. A massive explosion of blue light swallows him. Ghostfreak just floats there, watching coldly as Akaza atomizes himself. Because his will is completely broken, the cells refuse to regenerate. Akaza crumbles into ash on his own terms. Ben didn't just overpower Akaza, he mentally dismantled him and let canon take its course. And that is exactly why Akaza versus Ghostfreak isn't a debate, it's an execution. Akaza is gone, and the Compass Needle is broken, but don't get comfortable. The air in the castle is about to get a lot colder. In the next part, we're taking on the cult leader himself, Doma, and I promise you, the alien I've picked to counter him makes Ghostfreak look merciful. You are not ready for what's coming next.